Hey everybody, welcome to the Kyle and Not Kyle show. I'm Kyle.
Not Kyle.
And here it is, our week 3 recap video. We're going to be doing these a little bit differently from now on. We're going to be breaking them up into smaller clips instead of one big giant broadcast. We know that's some of the feedback we've gotten.
You're too long-winded.
Yeah, especially when it concerns a certain team. So
Two teams.
Two teams.
You spend a lot of time on Pittsburgh.
Anti-Pittsburgh.
and Baltimore plays Pittsburgh this week, so I'm thinking that's going to be a 17-hour rant.
No, it won't. Anyway, so Thursday night game. Cleveland versus the Jets. Cleveland walked away with the win. And a new starting quarterback. They announced Monday morning. Baker Mayfield is their man at quarterback with Tyrod Taylor out with an injury. That was an enjoyable game. I did enjoy watching it. I mean, you could just see the difference. Cleveland looked like a completely different team when Baker went in. The crowd was super. Oh my gosh, that crowd got loud.
Here was the thing that I noticed. In preseason, Taylor and Landry lit it up.
Yep.
I mean, they did. They hadn't been able to do that the first 3 games.
Yeah.
Mayfield comes in and hits him like they've been buddies for the last 15 years. So, I think it's a good match.
Yeah, that's.
He's got a lot of weapons. I mean, if you're a rookie, it's like Mahomes right now.
Oh yeah. So I liked their thought process of sticking with Tyrod Taylor. You know, letting Baker get acclimated to the NFL a little bit more. But I mean, you're 0-2.
Oh, he got hurt.
No.
I don't think he would have saw the field.
I don't think he would have either. But after that performance, I think they realized, okay, we have to play Baker now. So Baker gets his first start at the Black Hole in Oakland. So I think that should be a good game for him.
I think that'll be a good. Those Cleveland missed field goal. Otherwise, they would have beat Pittsburgh.
Yep.
They missed field goal and an extra point. They'd have been New Orleans. They very easily could have been 3-0 at this point. If I'm a Cleveland fan, I'm excited because it's not like they didn't play in the fourth quarter like last year. They never.
Now it looked like your offense has a spark to it.
Well, it looks like you could have beat these other teams, and it's not a. We could have beat them if we'd have scored a touchdown and an extra point and a field goal.
Yeah.
This was your kicker shanks 2 or 3, and you lose by 3.
Yep.
It's like, okay, I'm in it. I'm in it.
So good for Cleveland. The beer fridges were finally opened. All the Bud Light was passed around. Cleveland was drunk. The Jets, probably. The Jets, on the other hand, how much did this turn up the heat on Todd Bowles' coaching career?
Well, I look at it this way. I don't know how good of a coach he is. He's not had a good team.
No, he has
I mean,
not.
when was the last time they fielded a good team? The year after Rex Ryan left. And that wasn't that good of a team.
No.
I don't know. They could get Parcells in there if they don't get people in there.
Yeah.
Darnold needs weapons.
More than just Robbie Anderson.
Yes.
He needs another wide receiver that can actually.
Or a tight end.
Granted, Quincy Nunwa has been doing pretty good for him.
Well, the thing is, he doesn't need pretty good.
Quincy doesn't scare people.
Needs a game.
Knock on wood. We play him in a few weeks. But yeah, so I thought that was a good, fun game to watch.
Yeah. From a football point of view, it was really good.
Yeah. I loved seeing the offensive lineman for the Browns recover that fumble, and he ran like 15 yards with it. Apparently, Joe Thomas was on the sideline for the game as part of the NFL Network crew, and he was just so happy.
Yeah,
Got to see a big ugly carry the ball.
I'm old school. Just fall on the ball.
Yeah.
Just fall on the ball. I mean, that's what we'll talk about in a little while. That's what happened in the Tampa Bay game.
Yep.
Big guy tries to pick up the ball and run with it. He misses the ball. Pittsburgh recovers it.
Yep.
It's like you could have fallen on the ball. You were like 400 pounds. No one's going to get it from you.
Right.
Bam! You don't have to try to pick it up and run. That's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a good Thursday night game. I enjoyed it.
It was very good.
So on to Sunday night.
The Detroit versus. But that bodes well for
Go Pats! nuts.
It bodes well though for Patricia.
Mm-hmm.
He absolutely
He needed
game.
that win. He needed
Especially
that win.
against New England.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I turned that game off in the second quarter.
Really?
Yeah, when it was happening live, just because I was getting so fed up with our defense. I did not like the play calling on offense. You got James White there. He is a very good running back
Yeah, but
for
you
us.
got Tom Brady.
Yeah, no, that I get that, but
I mean, you
None
got
of
four plays.
Brady can't throw
Three
it
of
to
them are
himself.
passes. True.
And
But
Gronk,
how is it that last year he had Cooks and Gronkowski, and then just a plethora of other guys as wide receivers? This year there's no Cooks. Granted, Edelman is gone, but not a single one of those receivers has stepped up at all.
No, they haven't.
And they weren't double covering Gronkowski. They were playing cover two and one man on him.
Which there was something interesting. I was following this thread on Twitter. I think it was Matt Chatham, who used to play. He was a linebacker and special teamer for New England during the dynasty years. For those of you who don't know, I refer to the first 3 Super Bowl years as the dynasty years.
Because Joan Collins was on that team.
What?
Dynasty, the TV show.
Okay.
Dynasty.
But he said he's noticed Gronkowski's slowed down a little bit. Some of the hits that he used to take, if he would take it this year, he wouldn't be getting up. He said he's noticed he's lower coming out of his stance, and he's slowed
Might not
down
be in
a little
football
bit.
shape yet.
Yeah, exactly, and he did say, I said, I don't know how much of this is football shape. I mean, the guy's had 8 surgeries already just in his 8-year career in New England. Which, I mean, I love Gronk, especially after what came out about him basically saying, if you trade me away from Tom Brady, I'm going to just flat out retire. Tom's my guy. He said, I don't want any other quarterback throwing me the football than Tom Brady. So I take that as when Brady retires, Gronk's retiring too. Oh, that'll be a fun day in the future. No, for me, this was I chalked up the Jacksonville game as we lost on the road to a team we almost lost at home to in the AFC Championship game. This one, I'm hoping, was just our classic, September suck fest. Kansas City 2014.
It's going to come down to if they lose to. Here's the thing: as upcoming week, if they lose to Miami. If it was any other team, Miami then goes to 4-0. And that is a 7-game spread between the two. That is huge. That is huge.
And they would then have the one up on us in the division. And we
but just
and
sheer
we have
wins
not
at that
won
point.
Exactly. But even if we were able to come back, to have it be tied, I would not be confident heading down to Miami because we have not won there in 7 years.
Oh, I would, because that would mean Miami went on a 4 or 5 game losing streak.
Yes. Even the years they've been bad, though, we go down to Miami. Or no, I'm sorry, we've won once in the last 7 years. And that was...
And they're going to Miami this
2
week?
years ago. No, we're at home this week, thank goodness. I'd almost rather we were at Miami just to get that one out of the way. But no, yeah, this was... I did not like the play calling in this game. I did not like the personnel choices in this game.
But what could you?
I
What
did not
could
like-
they have called different?
I did not like how they were. It seemed like this game was like, no, we want to use Sony Michel, so we're going to stick to him even when he's not doing anything. Meanwhile, James White is sitting over there on the sideline, and I'm trying to remember, 14 catches or whatever in the Super Bowl comeback 2 years ago, and I think he had 900 some yards last season, so just short of 1,000. But so to me, that was my issue there. Was why are you not using James White more? He can get open. There's a reason.
First-round pick
There's
on
a
him.
reason his nickname is Sweet Feet. It's because he can make guys miss. So
Well, they were running. That was a more traditional. I'm going to run up the middle,
yeah.
and would have been fine. All that would have been fine if the defense could have stopped Detroit at all.
Well, see, and part of that,
The defense is the worst I've
we had
ever
two
seen.
of our defensive starters out for the game. before the game even started. Patrick Chung and
Oh yeah,
Patrick Chung and
McCourty, wasn't it?
no, Trey Flowers.
Flowers. Yeah.
And I can't remember. There was a third guy because we were missing one on each level, and I can't remember who the third one was.
But then, I mean, you would still think that they would have been able to. Every time when I saw tackle, it seemed one guy was tackling the running back. The only time you'd see a swarm is when Blunt would be carrying people.
Yeah.
That was about it. And I was going, this is exactly what Philadelphia did to him last year in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And I think last year they could swarm better. This year, this game, I watched the Jacksonville game, and Jacksonville was just more physical. I mean, you went away with that and going, Brady can pick them apart. He's done it before. He could surgically remove them, but they're not going to be able to go fist fight him.
Yeah.
Which in the past I've gone, they're going to be able to fight him. They're going to be able to sit there and go blow for blow, punch for punch, shove for shove. Mm-hmm. But this is the first year in my recent memory, especially under Bill Belichick, where I just go, the defense is. Usually he gets guys to play way above.
Yeah.
I think what their normal level is.
Yeah.
All I think is this is he's doing the same thing right now. He's got some really inferior talent.
Yep. And I will not. I texted you. I will not be shocked if, week 4, post week 4, post week 5, we trade for a linebacker that can actually run.
What linebacker? What are they going to trade?
I don't know. Trade first if we need to. Trade something.
What linebackers first that they could actually get?
I can think of 2.
Who?
Wagner or Kuechly.
You think Carolina's going to get rid of Kuechly?
You never know. They got rid of Steve Smith.
And they had a replacement.
Uh-huh.
And it's not a defensive guy. It's like saying New England could trade Tom Brady. They could. It's possible. The odds of it are the same as me getting all of a sudden impaled by a pencil walking down the street. So,
but I mean, not one of them, but there's someone out there. He's got to do something about the defense.
Well,
and for me, and one of the issues, and this has been noted by a lot of the media in New England, Hightower looks slow.
The whole defense looks slow.
Yeah, Hightower is usually the physical guy out there, and he just did not look like that. And to me, that's okay. Hi, it's time to step up. They hitched their wagon to you. There were three guys. Him, Chandler Jones, Jamie Collins. The question was always going to be, who's the odd man out? Most people felt that they would keep 2 of them. They traded Chandler Jones. It was okay, it's Jamie and High. Perfect. We got, got the great linebacker group.
2 years ago. But you're talking, this is 35 years ago.
Yeah. That we traded him after the 2014 season. Or no, we traded him after.
No, you traded the guy in the middle of the season.
We traded him. No, Chandler Jones we traded at the end of the 2015 season. Halfway through the 2016 season, we traded Jamie. It was like, okay, guess we're going with Hightower.
And then he was hurt half the time.
And then he got hurt, and he did not look the same this year so far.
I just think this might be the hardest. If they make it to the AFC Championship, they work.
Yeah.
I mean, and as it looks right now, and I know it's really early on, but
they're not doing themselves any favors right now.
Nobody in the AFC can keep up with Kansas City's offense.
Yeah.
Their defense, people score on them.
Yeah.
But just the sheer volume of points. Now you look in the NFC, and there's all kinds of teams that can do that. And I just go, okay, we're only in week 3.
Yeah. And a lot of people have been saying this too. A lot of teams view September as an extended preseason because they have so many players that don't play in the preseason games.
Yeah.
I mean, we're 1-2 right now. Lately, we've been starting 2-2.
It's 2-2. You're fine. I think you're okay. And 1-3, especially because here's the thing. Like I said, playing Miami, if they're playing anybody else, but the person that Miami's 3-0.
Yep.
They go 4-0 in that division, and then New England is 1-3.
Yep.
There's got to be a huge swing, and guess what? New England's got a more difficult schedule than does Miami.
Yep. So So should be interesting. I was I was torn. I was happy for Patricia getting the win. He needed that win. Man, that receiver Galladay. He's been
Over Tampa Bay?
no for Detroit. He's been doing good this year. He looks like he's going to be a good receiver for them.
We got Golden Tate.
They got
running
him,
back
him
seems
Marvin
okay.
Jones Sr.
The first couple times it was like, hey, Stafford, do you think you could throw a pick to this guy?
Right. Monday night, Pittsburgh at Tampa.
That was
Big Ben versus Fitzmagic.
That wasn't even. I mean, I know there was one interception that Fitzpatrick that you go, that was a pick. The others were not. They were knocked up in the air, and I'm going, okay, that's it. We're still in that game.
Mm-hmm.
They could have won that.
Yeah.
I was going, okay. That also makes me think, okay, Pittsburgh won. I think they won like they tied with. They didn't outplay the other team.
No.
They did not
No.
outplay Tennessee. You go, they did not outplay
No.
Tampa Bay.
I'll say one Pittsburgh player who outplayed a Tampa Bay player. Vance McDonald. That stiff arm. Chris Conti.
Yeah. See, this is where I get kind of going, okay, look. I've watched now a number of times where the running back is the guy's coming at him and they just go to punch him in the face. That's all they're doing is hitting him in the head. And I'm going, how can you do that and then talk about concussions?
Yeah.
How can you do that and then go, oh, you tackled the
He
quarterback?
tackled the quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, okay, they
Well,
got to
that
do
was the thing.
something.
Like,
I think they need to get
call on
9 out of the 12 people on the committee need to be defensive guys.
the call on. I can't think of the guy that hit
Well,
Rock,
JPP.
that hit him in the head. I get why you threw the flag because he did make contact with the quarterback's head.
But
However,
still.
that was an excellent play by Roethlisberger. He sold that.
Yeah. Oh, they've looked. That offense looked the same. That offense hasn't changed. That you go back and we'll look at it against Cleveland. You look at them against who did they play last week?
Who did they play last week?
Anyways, the offense
Who did
looks
they play
pretty
last
much
week?
the same.
Oh, Kansas City.
Kansas City. Yes,
Yeah.
Kansas City annihilated that defense, and that's the thing. You've got 3 teams now. The lowest scoring game that Pittsburgh defense have allowed is 21. I just go, oh, okay, and it's the same. We were talking about New England's defense being the same as they were in the postseason.
Yep.
That's the Pittsburgh's defense is the same.
Yep.
And there's no way. I'm just going. There is just no way they're going to be able to stop. I mean, that defense is just so poor. That's like Kansas City. Kansas City's defense, you just go, okay, but they're going to score 4 touchdowns a game. Between whoever they got, they're going to score 4 touchdowns a game. You just go, okay. I like the game. I like the passing.
Oh, yeah.
I like the passing.
Yeah.
Where I get kind of irritated is when you watch one play and the guy's all over and they don't call it.
Mm-hmm.
And the very next play, the guy's going up for the defensive back's going up for the ball. In the first instance, defensive guys all over wide receiver.
Yeah.
No call. Next play,
Yep.
defensive guys going for the ball, pass interference. I'm like,
Yep.
don't try to even it out.
Yeah.
Just don't make crappy calls.
Yeah.
And I'm all for there needs to be contact up in there. They have to. They're going for the ball.
Well, it's
they're
like what they
hitting
say.
each other.
Once the ball is in the air, it is the defensive player has just as much right to it as
Because
the
all the
offensive
defensive player has to do is turn his head around.
Yeah.
That's all he's really got to do.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at the guy, so here's the face mask of the offensive guy, not the defensive guy. I don't even look where he's looking. I'm just like, okay, tackle. Flag. That's a flag. But I turn
If at the
around,
last second you
I
turn your
turn around
head,
and I got my hand in the guy's face mask, that's a penalty. If the offensive guy has his hand in my face mask to where my helmet is I'm sorry, that's a penalty. That's not a penalty.
Yeah.
But then there was a couple of them where I go, I'm glad they didn't call the flag. It was a good no call.
Yeah. All right. So that was our week 3 recap.
Week 3 recap. Week 3 recap. Kyle 2-5, not Kyle 3-4. Do we go? Want to do our?
Thanks, New England.
Yeah.